Welcome to Gardens of Soul Coaching and the Healing Parables Project. Thank you for taking care of yourself and for supporting our project. We hope this story brings you peace and insight. Enjoy listening. The Parable of the Little Cloud That Was Tired of Being a Thunderstorm. Once upon a time, there was a thundercloud. Not just any cloud, but a special one, with a soul, feelings, and a long story behind it. On the outside, it looked powerful and intimidating, dark, heavy, rumbling with thunder, and glowing with lightning. People looked up at it with worry. Animals would hide, tree leaves would grow still, and the sky would darken. But no one knew that inside this storm cloud lived a small, weary heart, the heart of a cloud. It didn't want to frighten anyone. It didn't want to rumble, flash, or cause fear. It was just full, overflowing. Year after year, the cloud carried anger and resentment. When someone said, "You're too sensitive, stop complaining," it would shut down. When it was betrayed, it held on to the pain like a knot that never untied. When told, "You have to be strong, don't be a crybaby," it kept everything inside. But emotions don't disappear when ignored. They just settle deep within. And so, anger became lightning, lashing out across the sky. Irritation rumbled as thunder. Fear and anxiety thickened into a gray fog, impossible to escape. Sadness grew heavy, pulling the cloud closer to the earth. And the soul of the cloud became more and more exhausted. Then one day, in the middle of a quiet afternoon, when the sky was overcast but calm, the storm cloud paused in the air. For the first time in a long while, it didn't want to flash or rumble. For the first time, it listened to itself. "I can't live like this anymore," it whispered. "I'm tired of being like this." No one heard it, except the sky. And the sky, a silent, wise friend, embraced it with stillness. Something inside the cloud began to shift. As if a part of it was ready to let go. From within the mass of lightning and tension, a single drop formed, the first raindrop. In that drop was a fear the cloud had carried since it was young. The drop fell, and disappeared into the air. Then came a second drop, holding pain from the past. Then a third, with worry about the future. Then hundreds, thousands of drops, each carrying a piece of what no longer needed to be held. Rain began to fall. But this wasn't a raging storm or destructive downpour. It was a warm, cleansing rain. The cloud was crying, truly crying, for the first time. Deeply, honestly, from its very soul. And the more it let go, the lighter it became. Forests gratefully drank the rain. Fields lifted their green blades to receive it. People felt the change in the air, like something heavy had passed, leaving behind peace. When the last drop had fallen, the cloud paused. It didn't recognize itself. It no longer felt pulled down. It had become light, nearly weightless. There was no more thunder, no more lightning, only a soft glow shining through the tender body of a cloud. Yes, now, it was a cloud again. No longer a storm. The sun peeked out gently from behind the horizon, as if unsure it recognized its old friend. Seeing the calm, it embraced the cloud with warm light. "You're different now," said the sun. "I'm not angry anymore," said the former storm cloud, surprised. "You were never truly angry," the sun replied kindly. "You were just carrying too much pain." The cloud laughed for the first time, a soft, ringing laugh, like a silver bell. The wind picked it up, and the cloud joyfully let itself be carried across the sky. Lightly, freely, without fear. It floated over mountains, oceans, and green trees. Sometimes it met other clouds, and they played together, coming close, then drifting apart like children at play. But most of all, the cloud loved looking down and seeing flowers bloom beneath its shade, children running, and old friends smiling on park benches. Sometimes, it remembered what it used to be. And it didn't judge itself. It understood, it had been part of the journey. A necessary path. The way through which it became itself. I just needed to let go, the cloud would say, and allow myself to feel everything I was holding. Every now and then, it would rain again. But now the rain was no longer a scream of despair, it was a gift. A gift of water, of life, of relief. And once again, the cloud would become light, and continue its journey across the sky. And so it lived, no longer frightening, no longer destroying, but bringing shade, light, coolness, and, when needed, life-giving rain. And if you ever feel like you're holding too much pain, remember this parable. Maybe you too just need to pause, allow yourself to cry, and release what no longer serves you. And one day, you might feel a great lightness inside, because every cloud can become bright again. Because anyone who has held darkness can become light. The end.